I can't say words.
You got it. Stanley Kubrick.
No, you got it. Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
Well, if you don't like that, well, gosh darn it, maybe this isn't the podcast for you. You can head on over, and I'm sure that there are ones you can find. There's Tammy Tucky's podcast Unlocked. If you just want things, I hear Little Jackalope.
Yeah, as story retold on YouTube.
That's it.
So, yeah. So she's doing a lot of really, really fun videos right now. And she's great. So, yeah. What are we going to talk about today, sister?
I have a feeling that this will be pretty unique to our podcast, at least.
Yeah.
Or at least definitely not going to be one of theirs. Today, we ask the pertinent question. Is Nancy Drew autistic?
And then the title of it is our Nancy Drew neurodivergent headcanons.
Yes.
So one of our listeners over on YouTube, Ashton, has commented on one of our past episodes saying, "Sometimes I wonder if Patrick is autistic coded. You should do an episode of your neurodivergent headcanons."
Hey.
So that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. So, yeah, just also disclaimer to start with. The fan that has asked us to do this episode is also neurodivergent. And Ariana and I are neurodivergent. We both have ADHD. And are we on the autistic spectrum? Who knows?
Oh, are we?
Are we? According to my childhood psychiatrist, yes.
You know? So, yeah.
Sprinkle in a little bit of that. So that's why we can make this episode.
Yeah. We're allowed.
We're allowed. Also, apparently OCD and dyslexia count as
I guess that makes
neurodivergences.
sense.
Yeah. So, Ariana's dyslexic. I have OCD. I mean, she also has OCD. Mine's at the point of being very, very upsetting at the moment. Every time I walk away from my car and I lock it, I have to say, I locked my car. Otherwise, I'll just go back and keep locking it.
Mine stays buried deeper. However, we've been playing Moncala recently, and
oh no!
Suddenly, because I was doing it while impaired, and therefore boyfriend could hear me whispering to myself as I counted each and every one every time I set them down.
Yeah, sometimes people just count steps. Okay, it's normal. You just walking to your kitchen, you count your steps.
Yeah, you got to know how many steps it takes to get to those places.
Yeah, and then you have to try and take the exact same amount of steps every time.
Yes, every single time. Stepping in the same squares.
Yeah, so that's why we're allowed to make this
podcast episode. This got way more about us than about the characters, but
So, we did a couple things. First one, we asked people in our Discord server who they saw themselves in the Nancy Drew games. The neurodivergent fans, not just everyone. I mean, I also want to know from everyone, but that wouldn't be very pertinent to what we're doing today. So we asked people, and the ones that people gave us were Hotchkiss, Sunny, Yumi, Ryan, and Dr. Kim specifically.
Yeah.
And Nancy herself.
The only one on there that did surprise me was Yumi, because that's actually the only one that I did, because the rest of those are such gimmies. Yeah. I feel like we all are like, oh no, them.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So for Hotchkiss, I think it's pretty self-evident that people with ADHD see themselves in her. I've had conversations with people who say that they really like the character because they see themselves in her. Which, love that. little problematic that they made her, like, her symptoms are just the butts of jokes, but we've talked about ableism in the games before, so I don't need to get into it right now.
I mean, we'll probably continue to touch on it throughout this episode, so if you're not a fan of that, then this probably isn't an episode for you to listen to. It's okay.
Mean, yeah. Probably have already left.
You neurotypical.
You know what? Good for them. I don't think anyone who listens to us is neurotypical.
I don't think so. We're not, you know...
This is an incredibly niche podcast.
Yeah. But, definitely feel that Hotchkiss energy.
Especially, she gets intensely interested in something, writes all of this stuff on it, and then suddenly drops it and moves to the next thing. And, God, if that isn't relatable as fuck.
Yes.
I am going to write and do a bunch of studies on Marie Antoinette. I am Marie Antoinette focused. Okay, well, I'm going to write a lot of stuff about the crystal skulls. I am very crystal skulls focused.
You know what? I am really interested in Egypt now.
I got that Egyptology book from the Scholastic Book Fair, and now I'm obsessed with Nefertari.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Definitely feeling that. I mean, I don't know that I understand people who didn't have an Egyptian history in Egyptology phase.
I mean,
Egyptology.
We also had Greek mythology that we were super into. Mm-hmm. I refused to learn about Roman mythology because preteen me had principles about that.
No.
I'm sorry. I love how in the chat mine was Watergate. I know what you mean, but it sounds... yeah. But yes, so Hotchkiss, big ADHD energy.
Big. Right. Whew.
I know.
In my defense, my Adderall is not in my system anymore. I have that for work, and even then, it's not always helpful.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sister. I just don't do anything. It's great. Highly recommend it. So yeah, Hotchkiss. That's how we feel about her.
For sure.
She's got big ADHD energy, and we do relate. We know that other people really relate to the memory things and the interests and stuff like that. Yeah. Anything else we want to say about Hotchkiss?
I just love her. No, I do feel her sometimes. Well, I mean, obviously we already said that we big ADHD energy and everything like that. But like, I do definitely feel her a lot when I'm on the phones and I suddenly realize that I'm just talking at this person and I'm like, oh, okay. So I also appreciate her for, making me more self-aware of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But moving down the list, Sonny, I mean, obviously, yeah.
Sonny June is 100% autistic and has ADHD.
He is autistic king. He's really one of my favorite examples. I adore him. I really, he's one that I actually feel the people doing the creation did have that in mind for him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because some of them, it's like, these just sort of seem to be things that we've, like, picked up on as not neurotypical people. But this is one of the few where it's like, they actually were like, okay, we're not going to say this out loud because her interactive will burn us, but...
At least he was very much planned to have ADHD.
Yeah.
Like, the way they write all his notes, and it's so relatable, the going from job to job and just getting, like, entrenched in something and then moving on, because it's just like, yeah, I'm done here.
Well, my job is done.
Yeah. So,
I did
like
a lovely
all of
comic
my-
about how to fix the plotter, so,
Very nice. I appreciate him.
Yeah.
But then I just really relate to all of his drawings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly the stuff we did in Professor Seaver's class.
Yeah.
I do not control the hyperfixation. Sunny every day. Yeah.
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 And then we do something that people did very much like bring up. A couple people brought it up. I'm acting like so many people responded to us.
Thousands of people responded.
Yes, thousands. Yeah, totally. And they're all in Russia. Actually, no, sorry. It's been the Philippines lately that we're charting in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Don't know why, but we
I have to assume VPNs are playing a part in that.
Oh, hopefully.
I really gotta hope.
But, yeah, Sunny specifically in Shattered Medallion has so many, autistic traits, I would say. Stuff that I find incredibly relatable. Just the way he speaks.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's very relatable. The fact that he then, like, anytime he's talking about something about himself, he can't look at Nancy.
Yeah.
He's and the same, though.
Yeah, same, absolutely.
If I'm talking about something to do with me, I'm always just going to be doing something else while I'm doing it. Yes. Folding clothes, holding a baby.
Make minimal eye contact.
Exactly.
Solid.
I just don't look people in the face anymore. No. It's like, there's no point anyway.
No.
There's a mask there. The only people I look in the face anymore are the babies and my husband. Everyone else is just, like, there. I'll talk to the space next to you.
Right. It's fine. I don't see people anyway. It doesn't matter. At worst, I look into a camera.
And then you can just look at the camera.
Exactly.
Now you guys see
Now you understand.
Our hack here of streaming. That way we don't have to look at people. That sounds so bad. Oh, no.
It sounds about as right as it sounds right. Is what it sounds like. I mean.
I'm just, yeah. So Sunny, very relatable to everyone. Very. And also, as Veronica said in chat, this is something that we also very much agree with. I will never forgive people who hate Sunny June for being clearly neurodivergent.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before. Especially on Tumblr, there was just like this huge backlash when Shattered Medallion came out. And it was just like, oh my god, he's just so weird.
Yeah.
He's not how he should have been. He's so weird. And it's like, you're weird.
Yeah.
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 I sure showed you.
Yeah, you showed them. Way to go,
You know what? They are weird.
They are weird.
So.
They were on Tumblr.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I'm still there. I'm stuck. It's not great.
They're there.
But yeah, the next one is Yumi, which I think is very interesting because I agree that's not something that I'd thought of.
Yeah.
But people relate to her on that level.
Yeah, so I can like, obviously, like, I can find it, but it isn't apparent to me.
What I find very interesting that always just the one thing that I can really relate to is the time when she goes into the Riekanhies and she does like the whole spiel.
Yes.
I relate to that a lot because I still, every time I talk about junior theater, San Diego Junior Theater, the oldest youth theater company in the nation.
founded in Southern California by the...
Yeah. So we get that.
Yeah.
That's just like, but I don't know if that's part of what people are talking about. I think there's partially that she does have like she has a very big interest in what she's doing, and she's very devoted to it.
Yeah. She is just all about like, she's like, I want to make food look cute. I want to make it look like cute little animals and make things
and
pretty.
She makes her outfits herself and
Yeah.
everything too. She's in it, and I love that for her.
Yeah.
And anyone who sees themselves in that.
Yeah, absolutely. That does nothing but make me appreciate Yumi more.
I know, right?
I love Yumi.
She does that lightning fast subject change and fast talking.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, again, that's very much like talking to us.
Yeah.
Okay, side note. Okay, so we watched The Shining. We watched The Shining for the first time. And I'm like, everyone is going so slow. I need to watch this at 1.2 times speed, because why is everyone going that slow? And Andrew's like, I mean, some people do go that slow. And I'm like, no.
You know, in all fairness, yes, so I had a problem with that, and then, but okay, so sorry.
Yeah, I cannot stand things that are going slow. So Yumi talking that fast, that's just how, that's normal speech.
Yeah. You need to get all
Just
your words
saying.
out.
Exactly.
I get it.
Gotta get it all out there, because you just gotta, stream of consciousness is going here. And if you slow down, then you might forget where you were going.
But yeah, so Yumi.
Yumi.
And then one that we definitely see, Ryan.
Yeah.
ADHD.
Ryan Kilpatrick.
She
is, though.
She really is.
She's fantastic, especially since, I've said this before, but in the game, right, Mason will be, like, saying that she makes no sense. Her brain is going, like, he just cannot follow her train of thought. And I just think of how people have said that to me. And where did you get, like, how did you get from there to there? Do you want me to walk you through it? Because I can. It's like a game of, like, what's the Kevin Bacon thing?
The six
degrees of separation. Yeah. Or like when we would IMDb race, where you would have to go from one actor to another actor just by going through what they've been in with other people. It was great.
Yeah, that was fun stuff. But
that's how we learned that every British actor ever was in either Doctor Who or Harry Potter.
Many of them both. Like
but
a good majority.
It's a wiki walk, but in my head.
Yeah. No, absolutely. She has interest in people, but they also make her nervous. And additionally, she never is sure that she said the right thing. And it's just, I also really relate. You know?
I know.
It's like, ooh, did I just say?
It's the constant, it's the constant, like, rejection-sensitive dysphoria, where she expects everyone to shut her down at all times, basically.
Yes.
So she's just then very, I want to say, like, apologizing for everything, because she's been made to feel that way before, and mood
as fuck.
Yeah.
Additionally, thank you. I didn't know that was a word for it. Like that is one of the major things. I'm like, I hate being yelled at, and that's so much of my days on the phones. And so, like, I will go into some call and I'm just like apologetic and like doing anything I can to avoid being yelled at.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I feel that. I feel that hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan.
The last one in this section, though, is Dr. Quigley Kim, which
Kim.
I 100% agree with.
Yes.
She is 100% autistic.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, to be fair, when you go into, a PhD department...
Yeah.
That, I can say this because my husband, many of his coworkers are, in fact, autistic. That's the kind of people who go into getting physics,
Yeah.
physics PhDs.
It's like, I mean...
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yes, if you're going to go through that much more schooling, you have to be really into something.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be really interested in that. So, otherwise, why would you be getting a PhD in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and all the trauma. But that's a different time. But yes, Dr. Kim, 100%.
100%, yeah.
She will completely go off topic and then have trouble getting back to her line of thought.
Yeah.
She special interest in bugs,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
Yeah.
Very evident. And then it runs in her family because her dad was super into reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely very clear there. Sorry, just remembering her going off and it's just on a whole different direction. And it's like, does she even know Nancy's there anymore? It's like,
No.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's just talking it through.
Yeah, she's just, it's fine.
It's good.
It's just how that goes. Sometimes that's just how it goes.
Now you just gotta wait for him to come back. It's like, okay.
Exactly. Sorry. There are so many characters in the Tamara Pierce books who it's like they have a subject and they're always like, oh, don't get him started on that. He'll never shut up. And it's just like, this character's just going to go on about like a very specific topic for that long. Tell me your character is neurodivergent without telling me they're neurodivergent. So our next section is who we see ourselves in.
Yeah. And the first one that you put, absolutely, Patrick.
It's just not, the conversation has stalled and I don't know what to do and I'm going to offer you a cracker.
Right?
Because then I won't have to work out what you want from me in this conversation. Because that is just a mystery to me. What do you want from this conversation?
I need you to be very clear what you need from me.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with your company. I just need to
don't understand it.
I'm putting in what I'm supposed to be putting in.
Which is crackers.
Crackers.
I've brought crackers. Which, good for him.
Yes.
He found a coping skill.
Right?
Okay, how can I get through conversations with other people when it makes me uncomfortable? Oh, if I, prepare and bring something, that will help. And then, what do people want? Food. So I bring food.
It makes sense.
Yes, it does. It is.
Because otherwise, I get stuck in conversations like, well, bye.
I know. That's me all the time. I don't know how to end conversations in a way that's not just, I don't know how to do it. So if you are ever talking to me online and I just stop responding, it's because I don't know what else to say.
And we're online, so it's not hurting your feelings by me walking away. It's just...
I just feel like this conversation has reached a conclusion, and I'm not sure if I should say bye, if I should explain that I'm leaving.
Yeah. Things crackers would just be great for.
It's true. Yeah. And then he also just, like, talks about things about himself as if they're, like, completely commonplace when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a whole mood.
Yeah. Yeah, because... You know when you wake up and, like, your shoulder is inside your collarbone and you're like, hey, what are you doing there? See how that's commonplace for us, but evidently not for other people? I definitely get it.
Yeah.
Just being like...
I specifically remember that time we went to Disneyland with all the gang, and my shoulder was out. And I was like, ow, my shoulder hurts. And everyone was like, why? What's wrong with it? And I was like, I just, like when you sleep on it wrong. And everyone else was like, no, I don't know what you mean. I was like, yeah, just when you sleep on your shoulder wrong and then it hurts all day.
Like you do.
And we do the same thing with our life, too. Like, just, we just talk about our uncle who was a bank robber, and
or our other uncle who tried to murder a man.
Yeah, and that's just like, the bank robber uncle is just like unkillable as well. He just won't, like. I'm not saying he should die, but he's escaped death quite a few times.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Patrick.
We are being so clear and concise in our
yeah, we are.
Goddamn.
HEDS solidarity, yes. Thank you.
Yes.
And we actually have the person who asked us to do this topic also has EDS.
Nice. I mean, not for them, but,
Yeah. Okay. But my one that it's Mason.
Yeah.
I see myself in Mason a lot, which means I don't feel great when people are so mean about him. I understand why people think that, because
right.
he is a prick.
He's abrasive.
He's an asshole. And is that not exactly how I was as a preteen and teenager? Especially somebody touch my things, someone will pay, and then he smiles after it. And that's something I would have done. Especially, it would have been a thing, because, everyone wanted to bug me about my OCD, and they thought that it meant that they'd, put my things out of order, and I didn't really care about that, because that's not what my OCD is. That's not how my OCD manifests. But everyone wanted a rise out of me, so I was like, okay, time to do the thing people are expecting, because I know that they want that. I think it's to me, there's such a clear, because, I have friends who are just autistic, and I have friends who have just have ADHD, right? So me I can separate in my brain a little more how mine is manifesting based on how they talk about how theirs are manifesting. So to me, I think it's just the difference between Ryan, who's very ADHD, as opposed to Mason, who is just completely in the autistic box as well. Because he talks about how he doesn't understand her roundabout thinking. He only understands his A to B to C thinking. And in a more rigid sense. And I think that's interesting. And I really think that means that the person who was working on Danger by
Deadly Device.
Deadly Device. I was right the first time.
It's okay, sister.
Deadly by
Device. We've done that too.
Deadly by Device. Device is what I keep trying to say.
Deadly Device.
Deadly Device.
We got it.
Danger by Device.
Danger by Device.
Yeah, so is that one what's his name? Nick something? I'm just saying.
Yes, yeah.
He gets it.
He also did
Colton.
Yeah,
also.
no, I was gonna say Yumi in
Yeah, and Sunny in
yeah,
Shattered Medallion. That's part of his as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Mason for being
Mm-hmm.
the little shit that he is and reminding me of preteen me.
Yes.
Who gives us neurodivergent vibes?
Okay.
That other people didn't bring up.
Now, mine, and I don't think that she's supposed to be, Freddie from White Wolf of Icicle Creek. I don't know. I don't know that I'd specifically know what it is, but I totally feel her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She needs a reason to interact with people. Like, it has to be very, like, okay, we're doing this because then I give you this. And this is an okay way to
it's a script.
Enjoy. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I get it. I feel you. She it's not that she hates people, it's that she's anxious around them and she
doesn't know how to connect to them.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to connect to them, and she's afraid of her version of connecting being wrong, and so it's just like, okay, play my game, and then I know that you're wanting to interact.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I love Freddie.
I love Freddie.
We've talked
so
about
much.
Freddie a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, for honorable mention, of not like specific neurodivergent vibes, but Harper Thornton.
Yeah.
It gives me like bipolar vibes. I'm bipolar, people, so just understand that that's another thing I'm allowed to say. And then obviously Colton has like generalized anxiety disorder.
Yeah. and severe PTSD.
Yeah.
Which that's
yeah, so
which, as somebody whose psychiatrist once told them, so you have every kind of anxiety. I was like, yeah, I guess so.
I have the generalized kind. I have the social kind. I have
PTSD. I got OCD. I got all the good shit.
So yeah.
But yeah. Additionally, and I feel like they by making him goth made it like harder to feel. But I do feel like Henry Bollet,
especially the way that his relationship with Summer goes.
Yeah, it's very much
like this seems reasonable to me that she's doing this because I don't like, as far as I know, that's how people interact with you. Yeah. You just give them things until they're happy.
Yeah. I feel like people think it's different because it's materialistic, but it's just the same as like you think you need to agree with somebody in order to and I wholeheartedly understand that, and I feel like I do feel bad for that part of Henry, even if I don't understand why you guys are all in love with him.
Yeah, that's our unpopular opinion. Henry Bollet is overrated.
He is overrated.
He's a sweet kid, but
he does not deserve the shit he's going through. But
he's also like 4 pixels.
You guys are crazy.
But yeah, other people, I would say like Emily Crandall. Oh, Josiah Crowley, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That man went through many lifetimes.
Yeah.
Going from one thing to another thing to doing other things and writing notes to himself and creating elaborate mechanisms to be able to hide a will for no real reason.
Just to be interesting. And I get it. I know. this list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I almost said Emily Crandall, but I wasn't, because it does feel like she's because like, yes, she is going through a tough time, but it does feel like it is a more pervasive part of her. She's depressed. She's a depressive person. She is. I get wanting to stay in that position. She has her legs tucked up into her dress, and she's just pulled it against her chest, and she's just sitting there in a window. I can do that forever. I get it. Just put some big socks on, and that's me.
So, to like wrap up this episode, let's answer that question at the beginning. Is Nancy Drew autistic?
Yes. I mean, I wholeheartedly feel she is.
I mean, like, even in the books. Yeah. Even in the books, she's 100%, like, she's, like, mysteries and crime is her special interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why she can't get away from it.
She's just like, ooh, I need to solve that, though. Ooh.
Every time Ned is like, maybe you shouldn't take this mystery. It's like, dude, she cannot control the hyperfixation.
Do you even know who Nancy Drew is, Ned? Basically, yes. Yes, we do think she is.
She's also someone that people in the Discord said that they relate to as a neurodivergent character. And I get it. I agree.
Yeah. I can see it,
Yeah. So that was our clickbait title.
Our clickbait title is Nancy Drew autistic?
The answer may surprise you.
Will it? What were the odds of us getting to the end of this and being like, no, she's not.
No, she's not.
God damn. If you were actually waiting for an answer on that, I'm sorry. This was the only answer.
We bamboozled you.
Yeah. We didn't mean to. Bamboozled.
So, I think that's a great stopping point to the episode. So, if you guys have other, like, neurodivergent headcanons, please let us know on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, and our fancy website, krolmeistersisters.knifefightclub.com.
You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, right? We can on all of those places still? Okay.
Yes.
And in those places, you can leave us a review. Maybe don't lead with your headcanons about nerd. I mean,
just in your review.
It's just like,
I think Sunny June is autistic. Yes, I agree.
I feel like that'd be. I mean, unless you want to match our clickbaity title, which seems it's like, wait, what? Who is this person and what are they talking about? I need to find out and listen to this entire podcast, all like almost 200 episodes.
Yeah, totally
worth it.
So if you would like to support us, you can subscribe to us on Twitch to get access to our. We have a lot of emotes now, including a Nancy Mew emote.
Emotes.
It's a lot of emotes. So if you want to have access to our Nancy Mew emote, then you have to subscribe to us. You also get access to the backer channel on the Discord, as well as Podcast Night VODs. Or you can support us over on patreon.com/Krolmeister to get access to our Podcast Night VODs, backer channel on our Discord, or you can even... and Streamcat pictures. Did I say that? Oh, you get Streamcat and Nancy Mew pics now. Just saying that.
The Krolmeister cat family.
Yes. The extended Krolmeister universe.
Krolmeister Cats is our animated series.
So as a reminder, I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters, and we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.